What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Do You Want More, a UFC stat show here on the Monk Maddox channel. I am your host, Monk, aka Monk Master Flex, and we're going to be breaking down the Colin Anglin Melsik Baghdasaryan fight coming up on this weekend's card, UFC Fight Night, Uriah Hall versus Sean Strickland. So let's get right into it. Usually I wouldn't have any stats for these guys because their only UFC history is Dana White Contender Series fights. I usually do not log those. I strictly log UFC promotion fights only, but some stats are better than none, so here we are. We'll kind of blaze through this quickly since I don't even consider that, they don't have any UFC experience. So this is a featherweight fight. Colin Anglin, 5'9", 71-inch reach. Melsik Baghdasaryan, 5'9", 70-inch reach. They are almost exactly 1 year apart, with Baghdasaryan being the older one. Both Dana White Contender Series fights went 15 minutes. Colin Anglin has an ass whoop index of 10.75. Baghdasaryan 2.77. Neither one has a knockdown, and neither one has been knocked down. This line has completely flipped. It was minus 160 for Colin, plus 140 for Baghdasaryan. We're now at plus 122 for Colin, minus 149 for Baghdasaryan, and we are at a minus 145 that the fight does not go to does go to decision rather. Both guys got decision wins in their Contender Series fights. Identical stats there. Bop, bop, bop. Striking data. Let's see, 5.87 significant strikes landed for Colin Anglin at a 55.7% accuracy. 6.8 significant strikes landed for Baghdasaryan at a 65% accuracy, so a little bit better numbers there for Melsik. 3.8 strikes landed against Melsik per minute at a 53% defense. 3.47 significant strikes landed against per minute at a 58% defense for Colin Anglin. The other number I like to look at in this category, significant strikes landed per minute differential, +3 for Melsik, best in the division, plus 2.4 for Colin Anglin, number 4 in the division. So I know we only have 15 minutes worth of fight stats for them, but those are the numbers. Knockdown data, no knockdowns for or against. Takedown data, 3 out of 4 for Colin Anglin, 75%, and he stuffed all 4 takedowns thrown against him for 100% defense there. Melsik shot 2 takedowns, didn't get any of them, and he stuffed 6 out of 8 for 75% defense. So both guys looking good on the defensive side there, and Anglin obviously looking better on the offensive side. Plus, let's see, 2.53% takedown shooting rate for Anglin, 1.27 for Baghdasaryan. 3 takedowns per 15 minutes rather, for Colin Anglin, and a -2 for Baghdasaryan. Control time stats, 30.44% control time for Colin Anglin with 11% control time against, 23.5% for Baghdasaryan, and 14% against. So Colin controls about 4.5 minutes per 15, so almost a full round per 15, where Baghdasaryan is about 3.5 minutes out of 15 there. Get up time, pretty similar, 24.75 for Anglin and 16 exactly for Melsik. Hold down time, 106 seconds per takedown for Baghdasaryan, 68.5 for Anglin. And the control time activity rate, what are you doing on the ground? What are you doing in the clinch? Are you throwing strikes, throwing submissions out there, throwing takedowns, or are you just laying and praying, trying to get a break? 6.57 for Anglin, so 43rd in the division. 13.3, so just about, or actually it is double there for Baghdasaryan, good for 20th in the division. So a bit more active when he's in control. Submission and reversal data, nothing to speak of for Anglin. He has 2 reversals against him. Baghdasaryan has 1 submission thrown against him, which he defended, and no reversals. Advanced significant striking data. What stands out to us here? A couple of pretty high numbers, but we also have a low volume to work with. Like I said, 15 minutes apiece for these guys inside the cage, and it was a Contender Series fight. So it is what it is. 4.93 head strikes landed per minute for Anglin. What's jumping out at me here? 3.2 body strikes landed per minute. He threw 58 strikes to the body in his one fight, did Baghdasaryan. So that's kind of what we'll be looking for in this fight as well. Colin Anglin, body strikes landed against per minute towards, below average, 51st and 44th. So could be something to look at there. Other than that, we're not going to really go into much. Distance striking accuracy, best in the division at 58%. So we'll see if that holds up in this fight as well. Advanced significant striking percentages. Anglin looks to be a bit of a headhunter in his one fight. 84% of the strikes that he landed were to the head. Whereas Baghdasaryan's the complete opposite. 51% of the strikes he landed were to the head. 47% of the strikes he landed were to the body. Like I said, like we talked about up there, lots of body strikes coming for Anglin. So get ready to defend that. Not so many kicks though, 2% kicks. So it looks like a lot of punches being thrown to the body from Baghdasaryan in that first fight. Graphical analysis of what we just talked about and the different categories there. I'm not really going to go into that much in this one. 5-fight history, we're skipping that. All right, strength of schedule. These guys have a trash strength of schedule in their last 5. Absolute trash. Colin Anglin, I mean, none of these numbers are even at above 60. So you want to see numbers that are like 70, 75, 80. That's a very good strength of schedule. These numbers are 50. His opponents are barely, above a 50% winning percentage. Whereas Baghdasaryan is even worse. 12 and 15 his last 5 opponents' records. So not a lot of experience for the guys he's fought, and they have losing records. 44% win percentage, barely a 50 strength of schedule, 44 strength of victory. That's just trash. Like I said, you want to see those in the 70s minimum. So that is very far off from what we want to see. There's the breakdown of the Contender Series fights, if you want to look at that. And lastly, graphical analysis. Solid blue line is our fighter. Solid orange line is their opponents. Dashed lines are the trend lines over the past 5 fights. Solid green is our fighter's average. Solid yellow is their opponent's average over the last 5. We only have 1 fight apiece for these guys, so nothing is going to change as far as numbers go from what we talked about. So I know we kind of flew through that one, but like I said, I don't usually track Dana White Contender Series fights. I only track UFC stuff for the most part. So make sure to watch your tape on this one, guys, for sure. The less statistics I have on a fighter, the more fights I like to watch, just so I have a sense of what's going to happen. Because even at one fight, say, a guy knocks somebody out, you can't say that he's a knockout guy just based on one fight. Maybe he got lucky. Maybe he has 7 submissions on his record, and now he has a knockout. So anyways, make sure to do your fight study, your fight tape study. This is a perfect companion to go with that. Statistics are not the end-all be-all. Make sure you do your fight tape. Pair it with this. You guys will beat your bookies. You'll win some money. And most of all, you have a great time watching the fights this weekend. UFC Fight Night, Hall versus Strickland. This has been the breakdown of Colin Anglin and Melsik Baghdasaryan. Join me for the next one, and I hope you enjoy this. Have a good one and enjoy the fights. Take care, guys.